Assalamu alaikum. Islam in the West, personal faith versus identity. This is a important topic today. When we discuss about the presence of Islam or the debate of Islam versus West or Islam versus Europe or Islam versus modernity, the binary always comes at the front of the discussion. It should not be there. Because in the West, Islam ruled the West for centuries, especially in Spain and in Ottoman Empire. Islam was already there. But the discussion, the Islam versus West or Islam in the West, are always indicated to the binary of a clash of two civilization, two idea, two concept. Actually, it is not like that, because in Spain, in 1756, Abdurrahman ad-Dakhil, when he came to Andalus, and after 6 months, after 6 years, he came to Andalus in 750, and he established the first kingdom 756, the Umayyad Caliphate. Umayyad emirate there, and that was the starting of Muslim rule in the western part of Europe at that time. So from 1756 to 1942, Muslims ruled the West, especially Portugal and Spain and there. And at the same time, after 13th century, the Usmanis, the Ottomans started to rule these places. They started to conquer the Eastern Europes. From the help of Usmanis and the Sufi scholars, Islam started to grow and spread throughout the Eastern Western Europe in 14th to this 18th, 19th century. So this is why I'm saying that discussion or binary Islam versus West or Islam versus Europe is not factual. It's not theoretically, it's a practically incorrect idea. Because Islam is a transcendental, Islam is a universal. Islam is not confined to any specific place. Then we have to discuss why the binary came into existence. Then we have to trace the history of the Crusades, the history of colonialism of Western invaders against Muslim societies. Then the Crusade War between Muslims and the Christian monarchies. After the defeat of many crusades, the idea became strong that we and they means us and they. They means Muslims, us means we means the Christians. Then the idea West became a metaphor of Christian world, Christian club. And the East, in the spectrum of Orientalist ideas, East became the metaphor of Muslim world. Then Islam versus West came into existence through the discourse of Crusades War or the Orientalist writing, and after the modern period from the colonialist viewpoint. Then this is why we have to question the idea of Islam versus West, because it's theoretically or practically incorrect. It's impossible to disconnect Islam with the history of West because of the centuries of rules of Muslims in this Andalus and Portugal area and in Ottomans rules for 60 above 60 years in Eastern and European world. And from this history and from after the questioning idea of binary like Islam versus West, we have to discuss about how Islam became major dominant player in the West because of, as I said before, because of the scholars from Andalus and the rulers from Ottoman dynasty. Islam played major role in the West, and uh, and we have to discuss the presence of Muslims and Islam in the West. There is a two-way of development of Muslims or two-way of spreading Islam in the West. First one is, as I said before, of course, it's about the Spanish Muslim rule because the West African and North African connection. The Muslims from Morocco, Algeria, and Nigeria, and Tunisia, from all these places, the scholars and leaders, traders, they used to go to Andalus. And the Andalusian leaders, Muslims or Christian leaders, they have a good connection in especially in trade area, in trade field, and this economic field. So the presence of Muslims and the Berber tribes, Tunisia, there are many scholars like Ibn Khaldun. He is also from Berber tribe. In Morocco, the Berber tribe is most prominent tribe in Morocco. Then this Berber tribe was the most prominent tribe in Andalus at that time when Sultan Abdurrahman Dahil came to Andalus. So the presence of Muslims from the North African, West African countries in the western part, especially Spain and Portugal, became played major role in propagating Islam in the western part in early 19th, 18th century, 90th or 80th century. And the second way of development, of course, that's through the connection with Usmania Khilafat, because we know that Usmania Khilafat started from early 13th century, and they started to grow or capture all these Eastern European part and these Crimea, Greece, Georgia, Algeria, Bulgaria, Albania, and this Iberian Peninsula, this Bosnia, Herzegovina, Kosovo, all these places came under Usmania Khilafat. Then the Caliphate, they dispersed many scholars, many Sufi sheikhs to all these people, to all this area, and they appointed the Sufi leaders as sheikh or mufti of these people. Now, still at the present scenario, we can see there the position of muftis in these European countries, like Albania and Hungary and all these places, because all these countries were under Usmania Khilafat. Then Usmania Khilafat used to appointed muftis as the supreme judge in these places. And still these countries continue these customs of Usmania Khilafat. Then the Mufti position also played major role in the presence or implementing Islam's ideas in these respective European Western countries. And another one is most the modern movements and personalities. There are many scholars in Western part, like Alija Izzat Begovic. He was the founding father of new modern Bosnia. He became the first president of modern Bosnia. He was a he was a mujahid. He was a philosopher. He has produced a huge amount of works, especially Islam and the West. The most prominent work and his diaries from the jail. That is also most important works. And Elijah Izzat Begovic, and his another important work is Islamic Declaration. These all works actually contributed a new generation of Muslim intellectual, especially in this Iberian Peninsula, especially in Bosnia Herzegovina and Kosovo. And other important personality like Roger Garodi or Raja Garodi. He was a Marxist, French Marxist. Then he converted to Islam, and he started to criticize this modern ideology like this all kind of isms, and he especially attacked the ideology of Zionism also. And other important scholar, he is a Murad Hoffman. He was also another European German ambassador, and he converted or he accepted Islam later on period, and he wrote many works. And he is also made important. He also played major role in European countries. Now there are many scholars like Tariq Ramadan. We know that Tariq Ramadan is a grandson of Sunil Banna through his daughter, and his father Saeed Ramadan. When the massacre or this brutality of Jamal Nasser happened in Egypt, they fled to Switzerland. They became the citizens of Switzerland. Now Tariq Ramadan has also contributed to a new kind of ideas to the Western societies. He always discussed with Western scholars, and he has initiated many dialogues. Actually, some in the Notre Dame government, Notre Dame municipality, once they appointed Tariq Ramadan as a chairperson of a dialogue. Then he introduced a fields at home process there, and they say we are a Muslim and we have a multiple identities like Muslim and Europeans and the citizenship. So we can behave at the same time parallelly. You just keep your belief and your customs, and go through the rules of the states of the states which were you residing, and keep the lifestyles of European and Western. You don't have to keep, or you don't have to be a blind adoptive. Just take care of your fundamentals. So these kind of ideas, and his critique towards the Western ideas, and he also produced many good works, Tariq Ramadan. And another important figure in the discussion, that is Karlavi. Actually, Karlavi is Egyptian. Now he is staying in Qatar. But Karlavi and his the umbrella of associations that is spread across the world, especially in Western Europe, also Eastern and Western Europe. He introduced many fatwa fiqh council in Western countries, and he actually initiated many websites links. Then these Western Muslims, they can ask the Muslim scholars, particularly Karlavi, he would answer to the questions. So this Fatwa Council, Fatwa Academy, initiated by the Karlavi, especially in Western area, also gives insight, Islamic insight to the Muslim society of West. And there is the important faith, that is the major discussion of our this today's topic, that is discussion of faith and identity. If you are a Muslim, as I said before, like Tariq Ramadan, if you are a Muslim, you have a different identity. You are a Muslim religiously, you are nationally, you are a European, or you are a Swiss or Danish or French, and at the same time in the cultural wise or the civilizational wise, regionally, not the universally, regionally you are a Western. So these type of multiple identities influence is influential in Muslim life, especially in European countries. So this idea of faith and identity, this is why the Muslim scholars discussed many new terms the Karlavi once said the West, he considered West as a Darud Dawa, means this is a place of preaching, of propagating Islam. So be a good Muslim and preach the society towards Islam. That is the identity, or that is the aim of Muslims who are staying in the West. Then Tariq Ramadan also named and coined another term like Daru Shahada, means the abode of witnessing. Shahada means either to witness, not the martyrdom. Then means you are a Muslim, then be a Muslim, be a good Muslim, and show your Muslimness, show your faith and identity that comes from the Islamic spirit to the society, and make them believe that you are comfortable with the place and the time. And there are many words also like Darul Amn, Darul Sulh. These all terminologies are actually related to this is western area of world. And from this discussion, we have to discuss about the idea of individuality in Islam. Islam always encourages both individuality and public life. Walakad karamna bani Adam, because Islam respects the individuality of every human being. Each every human being, because Islam believes that everybody are come Hazrat Adam and Hawa. They are one mother and father. They are all our brothers ideally. Ideally, they all are brothers and sisters. So we have to believe. And in Usul Fiqh, there is a principles of Usul Fiqh that we must keep preserve the religion. We must preserve the aql, means the intellect, and the dignity too, and the body, means the physique of a man. We should not harm anybody. That's because we have to respect. We have to respect the personality. We have to respect the idea of the personality, individuality also. Every individual can earn whatever he wants if you follow the rules of Sharia, because haram is haram, and you can earn whatever you want through the halal way. So the individuality, you can be a rich or a poor, it's your choice. Islam gives that the freedom of individuality. And the public life also, all arts of worshipping in Islam are collective. These collectiveness gives the connectivity and communitarian identity for the Muslim community. Just look at the all worships like namaz. Actually, it's a namaz for 5 times. It's compulsory for Muslims. Then the namaz, if we have to turn our face to the Qibla, then all Muslim have to face to the Qibla. That's the connectivity and the collectivity. Then Jama, it's fard. No, because we have to go to the mosque with everybody. We have to follow one leader with the group. That's the solidarity and connectivity. Unlike the namaz, the roza means the fasting. Islam has given 1 month to do fasting. Every Muslims follows that. 1 month for the fasting. 1 or 2 weeks for Hajj in particular time. Every Muslims follows that. And zakat in Ramadan particular time. Every Muslim follows. These are actually worshipping, but the same time with the collectivity and connectivity. And these worships gives the idea of communitarian identity for Muslim scholars. So from this idea, from the worships, from the rituals, from the customs, Muslims all over the world, and in our discussion, from our discussion, the Muslims of West also are totally connected. They have created many movements, many associations, many small cooperation with the society, with the regime, with the governments also, so they can live together with the people. And you know, the basic idea of identity, Islam says in Surah Fussilat, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنَا مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. So Allah says, who said the best word like this? وَمَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا means first believe in God, peer do good deeds, good actions, peer proclaim himself that I am from a Muslim community, I'm a Muslim. So are the best words. Nobody can say like that. Though it means these are the best words. If you say like that, then it means you have to be a mu'min, you have to be have good actions with the iman, and at the same time just proclaim yourself as a Muslim. This idea, this ayat gives you the idea of identity from your religion, from your deen, Islam. So Islam becomes the source of identity too, and this is why I'm saying the multiple identity, it works in the Western, especially it works everywhere. Like in India, we have multiple identity, like our Muslims, nationally our Indian, regionally our I'm from Kerala, or you are from Tamil Nadu. Different multiple identity, but sometimes it works together. So Muslims now, it's not about personal faith versus identity. It can go together. It can go parallelly. But just it means that you have to keep up the idea of the society. You have to cooperate with the society. Ta'awanu alal birri wa taqwa wala ta'awanu alal ismi wal udwan. That is ayat from Surah Ma'idah. It means you just cooperate with the people. Alal birri means the in good deeds. What taqwa means the God fearing. It means the just take care of that, caring. Wala ta'awanu alal ismi wal udwan. Don't cooperate with in the name of hatred, or in the name of cruelty, or any kind of sin. But if you want to cooperate for the good deeds. So from this ayah, Allah gives the Muslims the idea of cooperation, idea of coexistence, collaboration with the society for good, for well-being, for welfare, for the society, for general, not for only Muslims. So Muslims can same time keep the idea of personal faith, and from this actually Islam is not about the personal faiths. Islam always behave publicly too, because all the customs and rituals are operated publicly, not the personally. If you are a Muslim, you have to go to namaz, then namaz become the center of public there. So Islam behave publicly, but at the same time just keep the idea of the society and cooperate with your own society for well-being, and for the for the collaboration, for the these welfare activities, good intentions, positive productions, and in productive manner. So this is why I'm saying that the idea of personal faith or identity in the Western world can go together. The same time, as a Muslim of a Western country or Western world, they have to keep as a Muslim in the West, not generally, it's a universal idea. We are Muslims. The same time we have to cooperate with the society also. The same time, same idea, same level in the Muslims of Western society, they have to cooperate with the society and at the same time they have to behave like as a Muslim. Like Karlavi or Tariq Rahman says, it's a Darul Shahada or Darul Da'wa. If you are a Muslim, you can preach freely your ideas, and if you are a Muslim, be a good Muslim, be and become a witness to the society. That's the idea of identity and the personal face. Thank you.